Welcome to the channel today, everybody. We're doing a gear review. That's right, bought me a new laptop, gaming laptop. It's the Lenovo Legion Slim 5. And so when it says slim, is it slim? Let's check it out. I mean, you can see from my finger here the width of everything. So it is slim. Been looking for a new gaming laptop. I gave my old one to my son. And thought, well, I need the laptop for some work stuff anyway. Might as well get something I can play games on at the same time. So I decided to get me another gaming laptop. Did a lot of research over the weekend and came up with this bad boy. Now, this isn't going to be one of those reviews where you got benchmark tests. I'm not going to take it apart. I'm not going to show you what's inside of it. If you're interested in that sort of stuff, the information is out there on YouTube and other reviews that have been done. I watched some of them so I could decide which one to buy. So basically today we're just going to look at this from an everyday user type standpoint. Do I like it? Does it meet my needs? Am I happy with my purchase? Does it work the way it's supposed to? So far I've been pretty pleased with it. I've only had it a couple of days, but I have checked it out and done put it through its paces. And we'll get into the price and the specs and all that kind of good stuff. First of all, what does it have in it? Well, it's got the Ryzen 5 7640HS processor, which means it has 6 cores. There is a model out there with the 7800 series chip in it. It has 8 cores. Did a little research into that. Do I need the 8 cores? Is it going to make a difference? It's going to cost me more money for sure. Was it going to make that big of a difference? So I again consulted with my son. He's a big computer tech guy, works in the field. He builds his own PCs, and he always used AMD processors. And his gaming rig right now is running an AMD processor with 6 cores. And he's able to run at the highest settings and resolution and frame rates and all that kind of good stuff. So came to the conclusion for the price difference, the 6 core was going to meet my needs. It's got 16 gigs of DDR5 memory, has a 512 gigabyte solid state drive. My understanding to it is expandable, so you can put another hard drive in if you need to later, which I might. Just depends. See how fast I fill this one up. The one main thing that really took me on this computer too is that it has the NVIDIA GeForce 4060 graphics processor in it. So that was a big selling point. Got it out of the box. First of all, it was packaged very well. A nice heavy cushion dealies around it so it didn't get damaged in shipping. It's got a little heft to it. It's not real heavy, but it's not real light. It feels nice and sturdy. It feels, doesn't weigh a ton, but it also, you can tell it's not cheap. You can tell there's some good stuff in here. It's got a metal lid. It's got a plastic bottom, but it's nice heavy plastic. It's not cheap. It doesn't feel like some type of cheap toy. Looking across the back, got your power port, got an HDMI, you got Ethernet, you got 2 USB Type A ports, 3.2, and you also have little markings on the top here. If you're trying to plug it in from the back, you can kind of see where the port is. Over here on this side, we got a SD card reader. There's a little switch where you can turn off your webcam. And then on this side, we have 2 USB Type-C ports, which is very important. Everything seems to be going to Type-C, so you need to have those ports. And then a headphone jack. We got cooling vents on the sides, back, both sides, and on the bottom. We'll notice that is very important because my previous laptop that I had, which was a Dell, a Dell, had a problem with overheating when I would play, especially, it's a VR channel, so I'm playing VR games on here primarily, and my benchmark test for VR games as far as what can the computer handle has always been Half-Life Alyx, which has a pretty high minimum system requirements. When it came out, people were having to upgrade their stuff if they wanted to play it. So My old machine played the game very well. It was, like I said, it was a Dell. It had, I believe it had an Intel i7 processor. It had the GeForce 2060 card in it, but it played the game just fine, but it got really hot. I mean, the thing just would, I don't know, when I say it got hot, it got really hot. So I would have to lay it on a flat surface, and I would prop it up with my cell phone. I'd stick my cell phone under the end just to get it up off the ground a little bit. And then I would, I had a fan with blower, Lasco blower type fans, and I would put it on there and shoot cold air down through it so that when I was playing, it didn't get too hot. But it also got hot just sitting on my lap doing regular everyday web surfing type stuff. But when you gamed with it, it got really hot. I played Alex on this one a couple of hours yesterday, and no, I didn't put any fan on it, nothing. I just let it do its thing, and it wasn't hot at all. It wasn't. So the cooling system on this is much better. I mean, it didn't bother me at all. I didn't worry like, oh no, the thing's going to overheat. I mean, it felt totally fine. So that was good. And yes, it did play Half-Life Alyx very well. I didn't have any problems with it. Running it through my Quest 2 headset. Just plug the USB-C right in there, and there's some software stuff you got to do, of course, with Steam VR and the Quest app. I'll have to link it up, but it all worked fine. Booted it up. All the process of getting it going the first time, when you turn on a new computer, it pretty minimal. It didn't take me that long to do, and I also did not have a lot of junk software loaded on it, like some manufacturers do. Trying to get you to buy this, buy that, so they got all this software on there. The only software this one had was the McAfee antivirus, and I believe it came with a 30-day free trial. So I'm gonna try. I may keep it, I may not. I don't know. It's got Windows 11 on it, so it's going to have Defender and all that going for it already. And really just a nice little machine. I've been very pleased with it so far. We can check it out real quick here just to kind of give an idea. Right now it's off. I'll turn it on to see how fast it takes to boot up. It does have a power supply, is a 230 watt power supply, so it's got a pretty good little piece of juice to go with it there. And you can see it's pretty much ready to go. I'm not going to show you my pin though. Look at you trying to peek. And I mean, we're in. So we do have, you can see it boots up real fast because that solid state drive is, whoopsie, trying to get in my Steam already. There's another program in here. This Lenovo Vantage. This is where you can control some of the other features of the laptop. Shows you CPU performance and whatnot. You can see it goes to 4.3 gigahertz. Your thermal overclocking, network boost. It's got all these little other things where you can. Does not have a touch screen though. I'm trying. I couldn't remember if it did or not. But no, it doesn't. But anyway, that's a little extra feature that Lenovo throws on there that you can deal with. The internet speed on it, the connectivity to the Wi-Fi has been very fast. Here where I live, the fastest internet you can get out here is 100 megabits. So, we don't have that 1G or anything out here. So at 100 megabits, when I was downloading Steam and downloading Alyx again and all that, I was getting over 100 megabits a second in the download. So it was responding very fast, and so I enjoyed that. You can see on the keyboard, you got a full keyboard, plus you also have a 10 key number pad over here, which makes it very nice to, instead of having to, do your numbers if you like doing 10 key. You got that trackpad and all that works very well. So I have to say I've been pretty pleased with it so far. The fact that it did play the most demanding game that I have, pretty well. I'm pretty pleased with it. Claims it gets up to about 5 hours battery. That just depends on what you're doing with it. I've had it on for a couple of hours, but I haven't been doing much with it. I've been just kind of messing around a little bit here and there, and it's still at 81%. I'm sure if I started watching videos or gaming with it, it's going to drop a lot quicker. But so far it's been doing well. Now, the question has been about this video is to buy or not to buy. That is the question, and my answer would be that it depends. When I bought this at Best Buy this last weekend, I was able to get it on sale for $1,000. It was $999.99. For $1,000 and for all the stuff you get, to me that was just a phenomenal deal. And there was a lot of other reviewers that agreed that that's a great deal. You know, to get the processing power you got there, to get the 4060 NVIDIA card, all that, you can't beat that. The problem is, I checked Best Buy's website today, and you can see it right here. It has gone back up to $1349.99. Now, for that price, I would say don't buy it. Not anything bad about the computer itself. The laptop itself is fine, and in a lot of circumstances, probably worth $1349. But at that price point, from the research just I did looking for this one, at that price point, you can get more higher-end machines. You could get one with the 8 cores. You might even get a 4070 graphics card. You're going to get a terabyte hard drive. So at that price, I would wait until this went back on sale again. I would recommend it though. I mean, if you want a gaming laptop and you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, I mean, I don't think you're going to get one much cheaper than this that has this kind of power to it. But again, for $1,350, I just think you can probably find one with a little bit better specs. But I would imagine this will be back on sale again at some point, or look at other places besides the Best Buy. I don't know. There's tons of places out there that sell laptops, and I'm sure you can probably find it for around $9.99. I would imagine around Christmas it's probably going to go on sale again, maybe even for less, maybe $8.99. Who knows? So, you know, as the newer models come in, they're getting rid of the old ones. They do discount stuff. So I would say, yeah, check it out. It's a great computer. I would just shop around and try to get the best deal you can. So again, $9.99. There's no buyer's remorse for me. I feel very happy about the purchase I made. And the cool thing about it, when I got into VR gaming, and it was Christmas 2018. Of course, I got into it through the PlayStation, and it was the best way to go about doing it, because you know the PlayStation and the PSVR headset was not near as expensive as a gaming rig and a whatever HTC whatever headset that's out there at the time. So people told me that you're going to get into VR gaming on a computer, you're going to be spending $2,000 on the machine and $1,500 on the headset, and that's just a lot of money for playing games. So the PlayStation was the way to go. But over the last few years, with the Oculus Quest, and now the Quest 2, and gaming PCs getting much cheaper, and now you can run the Quest 2 through your PC. You can get into VR gaming on a PC much cheaper than you used to. So I would say if you want to check it out, there's some good games out there, a lot of real high resolution. There's a lot of fun games to play. Games like Alex, if you haven't played it and you want to, I would highly recommend it. It's a great game, and you can play it on this. A lot of good mods out there, people creating other stuff. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on in VR gaming, and it's getting much more affordable. So I would say shop around, do your comparisons, and as far as this machine itself, I have no complaints. Like I said, and $1,300 a year ago would have been a great deal for this computer. It's just that, like I said, at that price point, I think you could find something a little better. So anyway, check it out. Wait for this one to go on sale again, because I'm sure it will. Lenovo Legion Slim 5. Go get you one.